Hello, this screencast is to go over the install and usage of the GitHub Desktop tool. First thing you'll need to go is to desktop.github.com and download the tool. This download button will change for your operating system. It'll download the correct executable. You unzip it, and then you can go ahead and open GitHub Desktop. The first thing you'll note is that on the left-hand side will be a list of repositories. You won't have any when you first install the tool, and then you'll have basically two major tabs, a list of uncommitted changes and the history. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to pull down a repository and clone it from GitHub. So I made this demo repository here. It just has a license and a README file. To add a repository, you go up to this little plus button. You have three options. You can add a repository that already exists on your machine. You can create a new repository, or you can clone. What clone means is it exists on GitHub and I want to copy it down to my machine locally. And in Git world, that is called cloning. So we're going to just type in demo. This shows you all the repositories you have access to. And I'm going to click demo, and then I'm going to say clone demo. You have the option to rename it. I recommend just keeping the repository name, and then where is where on your desk or where on your computer you want it to live. I'm just going to clone it to my home directory. So we've now cloned it, and you can see here is demo. So on this history, you'll see there's only one commit. I added a license file and a README file. And then if we click this changes, you'll see there are no uncommitted changes. So we're going to right click here, and we're going to say open in Finder in Windows land. That is open in Explorer or Windows Explorer. So first thing we're going to do is we've got my some data KML file here. It's a KML file I'm going to want to push up to the world so they can all see it. And if we go back, you can see it instantly shows that I have a new file here. It's an uncommitted change, and you can see on the right-hand side all the data. And to add it, what we do is we call commit. We call that committing. And so what we're going to do is we are going to write a commit message to let the rest of the world know why we're adding or modifying a file. So we're going to say this is the KML file. Oh, KML file. And then we're going to want, you can add a even further description if you want, is for the screencast. And then we're going to commit to master. So now that's committed. Although one important note here is when it commits, it actually just commits locally to your machine. If you actually want to push it up to the rest of the world, you hit the sync button, and then that will actually go ahead and push the file up, and now you will see that there are no changes pending. And if we click history, you'll see I have pushed this file up. Further, if we actually go on the website and we refresh, you'll see that some data.kml exists. So that is how you actually clone a repository and then add some data to it. Finally, what we can do is we can actually have somebody else edit the data, and we can pull down their changes. So just a really quick thing, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go into the README, and GitHub actually lets you edit the README files in line, and I'm just going to say this is a change to the README. So pretend this is a change made by somebody else, and we will go ahead now and scroll down and say update README. And we will go ahead and commit the changes. So now I just did a commit just like I did before, but directly from the GitHub UI. So if we go to the demo, we can see the changes now exist. So now what happens is there's actually a change pushed and we're behind, right? I have updated the README file. So we can hit sync, and we'll see now that it actually just pulled down that file and added that line of text. Furthermore, we can actually open this up, this README file, and you will see that on my local machine, I have now pulled down the changes. So that is the workflow of Git Desktop. You can make all the changes you want just locally to your directory, then pull open, and you'll see the GitHub Desktop application. You'll see your list of changes, add your commit message, say commit, and then sync. And then conversely, when you want to pull down people's changes, you just hit the sync button, and that will pull them down. All right, thank you.